The air tastes of rust and recycled water. It's been that way for as long as you can remember. You breathe it in, you breathe it out. Another cycle. Another shift. The light is gray, filtered through decades of industrial smog that choke the upper levels of the hive. The sound is gray, a constant dull roar of machinery and ventilation punctuated by the bronze rasp of the voxcasters. They blare sermons of duty, of sacrifice, of the Emperor's divine hatred for the mutant, the alien, the heretic. You listen, you obey, you work. How much of yourself do you have to kill just to survive the day? Your hands are calloused, stained with machine oil. You move in time with the pistons. Clamp, weld, release, clamp, weld, release. 10 hours, 12, sometimes 14. It doesn't matter. The nutrient paste tastes like ash and desperation. The prayers you recite feel hollow, the words worn, smooth and meaningless from repetition. This is life. This is service. You are told this is a blessing, to exist in the light of the Emperor, safe from the darkness outside. But the darkness they talk about feels distant. The enemy they describe is an abstract terror, a painted monster on a propaganda poster. The enemy you know is the gray, the crushing, endless, suffocating sameness, the slow death of the soul by boredom. The Imperium demands this. You understand why. You've heard the sermons from the ecclesiarchy, the state church that owns your soul from the moment you are born. They teach you that the universe is a terrifying place, that humanity is beset on all sides, that discipline is our only shield, that the individual is nothing, the cog is everything. They warn against ambition, against passion, against desire. These things they say are the gateways, the cracks where the real darkness seeps in. Chaos. So you are taught to fear feeling, to mistrust beauty, to see sensation as weakness. You are taught to hammer your own soul flat, to make it as gray and functional as the concrete walls around you. And you were good at it. You were a loyal citizen. You kept your head down. You did the work until you found the object. It was in a place it shouldn't have been, tucked into the greasy folds of a ration wrapper left behind on a mess hall bench. Or perhaps you found it in the dust of a ventilation shaft, or traded for it in a moment of reckless curiosity in the lower markets. The memory is blurred, as if your mind is protecting the origin. It doesn't matter. What matters is what it is. It's small, a piece of dark crystal maybe, or polished metal. It fits in the cup of your palm. You close your fingers around it, and it vanishes. A perfect secret, but its perfection is the crime. In a world of crude welds, stamped metal, and brutalist concrete, this thing, it flows. It has curves. The edges are impossibly sharp, yet smooth. It feels heavy, heavier than it should be. You hold it up to the gray light, and it doesn't just reflect it. It seems to drink it. To steal the gray and leave behind a sliver of something else. A hint of violet. A whisper of impossible blue. The world is made of grit, of rust, of flawed functional ugliness. This object is flawless, it is beautiful, and it is wrong. You should have thrown it away. You should have reported it to the nearest confessor, begged for absolution, and accepted the penance. A public flogging, perhaps, or consignment to a penal legion. You know the laws. You know the danger. You kept it. You keep it now tucked into the lining of your boot, or pressed against the skin beneath your tunic. You feel its weight. It's cold. At first, then you feel it. A warmth. Faint like the blood returning to a numb limb. You hold it tighter. The warmth spreads a tingling sensation that runs up your arm and settles deep in your chest. It's an ache. A pleasant, painful, terrifying ache. You uncurl your fingers, you stare at it, and you hear it. Or perhaps you feel it. A sound so high and thin it's almost not there. A single, perfect, lingering note. It cuts through the dull roar of the factory, It slices through the Vox caster's drone. For 1 second, the gray recedes. The world is sharp. The air is clear. You can feel your own heartbeat, a frantic rhythm against your ribs. It is the first thing you have truly felt in years. You close your hand around it. The sound stops. The warmth fades. The gray rushes back in heavier than before. More oppressive. The Vox caster is screaming about purity, about the weakness of the flesh, about the damnation that waits for the seeker, the curious, the vain. You look at your workstation. Clamp, weld, release. It is not enough. This life is not enough. You glance down at the hidden shape beneath your clothes. The fear is real. You are cold with it. This is heresy. This is the weakness they warned you about. This is the crack in your soul. But the fear is balanced by a new sensation. Hunger, a little beauty, a single perfect note, a moment of warmth. What heresy is there in that? The question hangs in the smog-filled air. It follows you back to your cramped hab unit. It whispers to you as you swallow your rations. The ecclesiarchy is wrong. The Imperium is wrong. There must be more than this. You will find it. You are in your hab unit, the private space that passes for a home. The walls are damp. The air is thick with the smell of boiled cabbage and ozone. It is your sanctuary such as it is. It is where you are alone. It is where you can look at the object. You sit on your cot, the thin mattress crackling beneath you. You take it out. The small, perfect thing. You hold it in your palm. You wait. The warmth comes faster now. The high lingering note. Neo 2. The sound. It's no longer just a sound. It's a presence. It threads itself through the noise of the hive. It's the counter-melody to the grinding gears and the distant sermons. You close your eyes, and you can follow it. A silver line of music in a sea of gray noise. You begin to hear it even when the object is hidden. A flicker of it at your workstation. A faint echo as you walk the smog-filled corridors. You stop. You listen. You tilt your head, straining to hear. What is it? Your shift partner, Kale, nudges you. His face is gray. His eyes are tired. You hear something. The music you whisper before you can stop yourself. Don't you hear it? That high note. Kale frowns. He listens, his expression blank. I hear the grinder. I hear the foreman screaming. There's no music, friend. Get back to work before you're docked. You look at him. Really look at him. He is deaf to it. They all are. They are submerged in the gray, and they don't even know they're drowning. A new feeling, not hunger, not fear, contempt. It frightens you. You nod wordlessly and return to the line. Clamp, weld, release. But you are listening to the music. You are the only one who can. This is what they warned you about. This is Slaanesh. The name is never spoken. It is screamed. It is the unnameable, the Prince of Pleasure, the Lord of Excess. The priests tell you it is the god of deviance, of murderers, of the orgiastic and the profane. They show you images of monsters with claws and tongues reveling in gore. They are lying. Or perhaps they are only telling half the truth. The easy half. Chaos is not just violence. That is its crudest form. The priests don't warn you about the true danger. They don't warn you about beauty. They don't warn you about feeling. They don't warn you about the simple, desperate human need to be something more than a cog. The Lord of Excess is not just the god of pain. It is the god of sensation. All sensation. The perfect note. The flawless line. The exquisite flavor. The sublime, terrifying moment of creation. The Imperium starves you of this. It demands you sensory deprivation as proof of your loyalty. It gives you gray and ash and recycled paste and tells you it is holy. Slaanesh. Slaanesh simply offers you more, and you are starving. Your search begins. You are no longer a passive victim of the gray. You are an active hunter of the beautiful. You are reckless. You don't care. You descend. Down past the factories, past the official zones, into the underhive markets. The place is the Arbits, the brutal city police patrol in armored squads. The air is thicker here, smelling of strange spices, unidentifiable chemicals, and unwashed bodies. You are looking for things like your object. You find a stall hidden behind a curtain of flayed, cured hides. The merchant is old, his eyes cybernetic, clicking as they focus on you. You show him the object, just a glimpse. His eyes stop clicking. He smiles. A real smile. Not the grimace of the factory floor. He shows you his wares. A bolt of fabric. You touch it. It's not the rough, abrasive synth weave of your uniform. It's smooth. It feels like liquid. You rub it between your fingers, and the color seems to shift from deep blue to purple. A small bottle. He unstoppers it. You lean in. It's not the smell of oil or cabbage. It is sharp, sweet. It smells like a flower you have never seen, a memory you do not possess. A data slate. Band, he whispers. Poetry. You buy it all. You trade weeks of ration credits for things with no function. Things that are only meant to be felt. You take them home. You hide them under your cot. You are building a new church. You read the poetry. The words are dangerous. They talk about the self, about desire, about the shape of another's body, the taste of real wine, the terror and joy of being alive. The concepts are so alien they make you dizzy. You unroll the fabric. You lay it on your cot. In the gray gloom of your room, it seems to glow. You are changing. The music in your head is stronger. It's not just a note anymore. It's a melody, and you find yourself humming it. The real test comes. You find a place. A whisper in the market led you to a sealed door down a forgotten access tunnel. You hear the music from inside. Your music. You knock. The door opens. It is a cellar. It is filled with people. And it is filled with sensation. Someone is playing a stringed instrument. The notes are complex, painful, beautiful. They make your teeth ache. There is food. Real food. Spices that burn your tongue. Fruits that burst in your mouth with impossible sweetness. Wine that makes your head light and your blood warm. You drink. You eat. You listen. You close your eyes, and for the first time you do not see the gray. You see colors. Swirling, violent, ecstatic colors. A woman is reciting poetry. The words make you weep. You don't know why. The tears cut clean paths through the grime on your face. A man is painting. He moves with a feverish, desperate energy. He's not painting the emperor. He's not painting a battle scene. He's painting the music. You are home. You are terrified. You are alive. You stay for hours. You are lost in it. When you finally stumble out back into the gray corridors of the hive, the world feels wrong. It feels abrasive, too loud, too dull. You are an addict, and you have just had your first taste. You almost walk right into him, an Arbites, encased in black carapace armor, his face hidden behind a visor of mirrored silver. He is a walking statue of the law. He stops you. His hand, sheathed in a heavy glove, grips your shoulder. The pressure is immense. Citizen, your sector curfew passed an hour ago. His voice is a machine, a synthesized rasp from a grill. Your ident slate. Now, fear, cold, sharp electric. It is a new flavor. It is intoxicating. You hand him your slate. Your hands are shaking. But not just from fear, from the thrill. He looks at the slate. He looks at you. His visor reflects your own terrified, ecstatic face. You smell strange, citizen, of spices, of wine. You have been in an unsanctioned zone. He knows. This is it. This is the end. The servitor lines, the interrogation cell, the cleansing fire. The music in your head swells. It is not afraid. It is excited. You watch as he raises his hand to his vox link to call it in. The The fear and the music crash together in your mind. It is too much. It is perfect. Wait, the word comes from your mouth. It's not your voice. It's smooth, confident, seductive. The Arbite's pauses. His hand hovers over the vox. I was lost, you say. Your voice is a melody. I was just so tired from my shift. I must have taken a wrong turn. I'm so sorry, officer. You look tired too. It must be so hard. Protecting us all. You just say it. The words flow. You are watching yourself perform. He stands there. The moment stretches. The high lingering note hangs between you. He lowers his hand. Go, he rasps. Do not let me find you here again. He shoves you hard. You stumble, but you do not fall. You run. You don't stop running until you are back in your hab unit, the door sealed, your body shaking. You are alive. You were caught. And you talked your way out. You look at your hands. They are steady. You look at the wall. The gray seems thin, translucent. The fear was real. The danger was real. And the excitement, the ecstasy of the moment, was greater than all of it. Why be afraid of the things that make you feel? Why worship a god who demands you be dull? The posters on the wall, the ones of the Emperor, seem to mock you. His skeletal face is a mask of denial. You were taught that beauty was forbidden. You are learning that it is a weapon. Your curiosity is no longer simple. It is a need, a hunger. It must be fed. You go back. It is no longer a choice. The hunger from that first night, the thrill of the escape from the Arbites, it is a hook in your soul. It pulls you. You return to the sealed door in the forgotten access tunnel, your heart a frantic drum against your ribs. The fear is still there, but now it is laced with anticipation. It is a new flavor of existence. You knock the rhythm you heard in your head, the secret melody of the music. The door opens. The smell hits you first, a physical wave. Neo 3. The scent. It is not the smell of the hive, not oil or smog or recycled air or sweat. It is perfume. It is incense. It is impossibly sweet, heavy and sharp all at once. It smells of dark, unknown flowers and electrified spice. It coats the back of your throat, makes your head spin with a pleasant, dizzying warmth. It is the smell of addiction. You breathe it in, and you have to force your lungs to release it. This is what they are. This is the truth you have been seeking. You step inside. The room is larger than you remember. The gray, sweating concrete walls are gone, hidden behind drapes of rich fabric. The deep blue, shifting purple you bought in the market. It hangs everywhere, swallowing the light, creating a soft, intimate womb. The light itself is not the harsh, functional yellow of the Imperium's lumen strips. It is alive. It is a deep, bruised violet and a soft, blushing pink. It bleeds from hidden lamps, sculpting the faces of the people inside, making their skin look flawless, unearthly. And the music. Neo 2. It is here. It is live. A man sits in the corner, his eyes closed in rapture, playing an instrument with far too many strings. The melody is complex, a cascade of notes that feel like weeping. It hurts to listen to, but it is the most beautiful sound you have ever heard. You look at the people, and the lie of the ecclesiarchy dissolves. These are not the monsters from the propaganda posters. They are not the screaming, blood-drenched maniacs of the sermons. They are, like you. But more, they are beautiful. They are calm. They are well-dressed, their robes clean, and their movements fluid. You see artists, academics, poets. You even recognize the face of a minor noble one you've seen on sanitized voxcasts. His expression here, alive and unguarded. These are the enlightened. The ones who, like you, saw the crushing spiritual death of the gray and said no more. You realize this is how the true corruption works. This is its genius. Slaanesh cults, the real ones, they don't begin with sacrifice. They don't start with ritual murder. That comes later, much later, when the palate is ruined. They begin with a simple, seductive, and utterly reasonable idea: indulgence. They begin with the artist who craves the perfect line, the musician who aches for the perfect note, the philosopher who must feel the perfect truth. They begin with the starving. They begin with you. You feel a hand on your arm. A woman approaches. She is the one who is reciting poetry, her voice a velvet caress. Her eyes are the color of the violet light. She smiles, and it is not a predator's smile. It is a smile of genuine, warm, profound acceptance. "You came back," she says, her voice the sound of the perfume. "You heard the call. You are not alone." You realize in that moment how utterly isolated you were, how the gray, the dogma, the factory, it was all designed to keep you separate, afraid, weak. A single trembling cog easily replaced. Here you are not weak. You are not a cog. You are an individual. You are seen. The relief is so profound it is almost painful. A wave of euphoria, of belonging washes over you. You are home. The Emperor demands you fear your own senses, she says, her voice low, intimate. She gestures to the room, to the art, the music. He demands you live in this concrete box, blind and deaf and numb, praising him for your own starvation. She leans closer. The perfume is overwhelming. You can't think, you can only feel. He demands your blind obedience. The prince, he only asks you to feel. All of it. She holds out a goblet. It is silver flawless, like the object hidden against your skin. We teach you to use your emotions, to master them, to push them to their very limits. Taste the truth. You look at the goblet. The wine inside is dark, almost black, shimmering with the violet light. This is the line. You know it. The priests, the Arbites, the gray world, your old life. It is all on one side. This room, this smell, this music, this feeling, it is on the other. You are afraid, but the fear is just another sensation, another sharp, exquisite flavor to be savored. You take the goblet. Your hand is steady. The ritual begins. It is not a bloodletting. It is not a sacrifice. It is an assault, a glorious, willing assault on the senses. You drink the wine. It doesn't just taste, it explodes. It is sweet and bitter and hot and cold all at once. It lights a fire in your veins that spreads to every nerve ending. They bring platters of food, real food. Fruits you have never seen their colors electric. Meats cooked in spices that make your eyes water and your tongue sing. Every bite is a revelation. Every bite is an act of pure, joyous defiance against the nutrient paste you have eaten your entire life. The music swells. The man plays faster. His fingers a blur. The notes become a storm, a symphony of ecstatic pain. The woman begins to recite poetry again, and this time you understand the words. They are about you, about your escape from the gray, about your secret blossoming power. It is too much food, too much wine, too much art, too much feeling. It is excess, and it is glorious. Hours pass, or maybe minutes. Time has dissolved. You are drunk, not on the wine, but on the experience. You are laughing. You are weeping. You are for the time in your memory completely and terrifyingly alive. The woman stands before you again. The music softens to a hum. The room watches. You have tasted the truth, she says. You see the universe they hide from you. But this is only the first step, the first taste. She smiles. The path is long. It demands everything. It demands you cast off the gray completely. It demands you become more. She tilts her head. We do not seek simple indulgence. We seek perfection. Perfection. The word lands in your mind. It rings like a bell. It is the word you were looking for. The perfect note. The perfect line. The perfect feeling. the flawless object hidden in your clothes. It all connects. It all makes a terrible, beautiful sense. Will you walk the path, she asks. Will you dedicate yourself to perfection above all else? The question hangs in the perfumed air. How much will you pay for enlightenment? You look at the gray you left behind, the factory, the sermons, the endless grinding hollow death of duty. You look at the color, the music, the life in this room. You kneel. It is not an act of submission. It is an act of release. I will you say. Your voice does not shake. You are no longer a citizen. You are no longer a cog. You are an acolyte. You have two lives now. The lie you perform in the gray, and the truth you live in the violet. And the truth is hungry for more. The factory floor is an insult. You stand at your workstation, clamp, weld, release. But now you see it. The weld is uneven, a millimeter off. The seam is crude. The metal is pitted. It is imperfect. It is disgusting. The gray world you hated for its sameness, you now hate for its flaws. Every crack in the concrete, every stutter in the vox caster, every sloppy, unfinished piece of work. It is a physical pain. It is a screeching, dissonant chord against the perfect music in your head. Neo 2. The sound. The high lingering note is no longer a whisper. It is a constant presence. It is a metronome. It is the rhythm of your new life, and everything else is out of time. The object against your skin. Neo 1. The object is no longer a gentle warmth. It is a hot, sharp point. A brand. It burns when you are idle. It burns when you accept mediocrity. It demands you do better. This is the genius of the corruption. This is the mechanism Slaanesh uses. It does not ask you to be lazy. It does not ask you to be weak or cruel or destructive. Not at first. It finds the best part of you. The part that strives. The part that desires to create, to achieve, to be more. It finds your ambition, your discipline, your drive. And it whispers one word: perfect. It takes your virtue and turns it into a poisoned blade. It convinces you to stab yourself and to call it progress. You begin to work. If you are a scribe, your script becomes flawless, each letter a work of art. You rewrite the same shipping manifest a dozen times, your knuckles cramping, until the ink flows with geometric precision. If you are a soldier, you drill until your muscles tear. You disassemble and reassemble your lace gun until your hands are slick with blood and oil. You fight in the practice cages with a new, terrifying grace. You no longer practice to survive. You practice to be flawless. If you are an artist, you paint until your eyes bleed. You stare at the canvas for days, starving, driven mad by a single line that is not true. You destroy masterpiece after masterpiece because good is no longer enough. Not good enough, you whisper, your voice raw. You are alone in your hab unit. 3 work cycles have passed. You have not slept. The air is foul. Your body aches. You are running on stale water and raw adrenaline. Do it again. You destroy the painting. You strip the rifle. You erase the script. It must be perfect. Your shift partner Kale approaches you. He holds out a piece of dried nutrient bar. You miss the ration bell. Again. You look terrible. You need to rest. You look at his face. The uneven pores. The scar on his chin poorly healed. The simple, dull, imperfect kindness in his eyes. You feel a wave of revulsion so strong it makes you gag. His existence is an affront. He's satisfied with this gray, flawed, broken world. He's happy to be mediocre. Don't you understand, you hiss. Your voice is a stranger's. It has to be perfect. Get away from me. Your sloppiness. It's distracting. He recoils, hurt. He leaves the ration bar on the bench and walks away. You watch him go. You feel no regret. Regret is an imperfect emotion. There is only the drive, the hunger, the burning point against your skin, and the cold, perfect music in your ears. This is the path. You've heard the forbidden lore, the whispers in the cult. This is how it begins for the masters. Fulgrim, the Phoenician, a Primarch, a son of the Emperor. He just wanted to create a perfect culture, a perfect legion. He built theaters and sculpted statues. He was the brightest of them all. He just pushed too hard. Lucius, they called him the Eternal, a captain, the greatest swordsman. He didn't just want to win, he wanted the perfect duel. He craved an opponent who could finally flawlessly kill him. They were heroes. They were celebrated. They were the best of what humanity could be, until they weren't. Their drive was their damnation. And you are walking in their footsteps. You feel a thrill of terrible, blasphemous pride. And then it happens. The reward. The factory foreman, a man whose face is a roadmap of scowls, stops at your station. He picks up your work, a power conduit. He runs his thick thumb along the seam. He checks the tolerances. He looks at you, his eyes wide with a new, strange emotion. Respect. He struggles for the word. This is masterful. He holds it up for the rest of the shift to see. That this is what the Emperor demands. Look at this work. Flawless. You are promoted. You are given a new station with better tools. You are given double rations. Kale and the others. They look at you with a mixture of awe and fear. You stand at your new station. The tools are clean. The light is better. The praise felt good. It was a spike of warmth, a burst of sensation. It was victory. It confirms everything. The cult was right. The drive is right. The Imperium itself, the gray, dull, stupid Imperium. It rewards you for your sin. It praises your obsession. The validation is a drug, more potent than the wine, more intoxicating than the perfume, but it fades. It fades almost instantly. The foreman's praise is already ashes in your mouth. He called it flawless. You know it wasn't. You see the micro-fracture near the third coupling. You know you could have done it better. The music in your head is still there. It hasn't changed. It is not satisfied. If obsession gets results, why would you ever stop? You get back to work. But you know deep down a cold new truth. Perfection is starting to demand more than just your time. It is starting to demand more than just your effort. Your new life is better. Your promotion has lifted you out of the gray smog. You work in a quieter sector. The air is filtered. The light is cleaner. You interact with superiors, administrators, artisans. People with soft hands and calculating eyes. They are just as flawed as the factory workers, just as dull. But their flaws are different. Not sloppiness, but petty jealousy. Greed. Cautious hidden ambitions. They are imperfect in a whole new fascinating way, and they are drawn to you. You've noticed it. When you speak, they lean in. They listen. They want to be near you. It's the smell. Neo 3, the scent, the perfume from the cult, the incense. It's not just in the hidden cellar anymore. It clings to you. Or perhaps it is coming from you. A faint, sweet, spicy aura that cuts through the sterile air. It is the scent of difference, the scent of confidence. It makes them trust you. It makes them want your approval. You are learning to use this. It is a new tool, more precise than any laser cutter. This is the next step. You understand this intellectually. The mind is a wonderful, terrible thing. It can build a cage, or it can build a palace from the same materials. The Imperium taught you to build a cage. The ecclesiarchy calls it morality. The cult, it taught you to see the bars. You are not doing evil. You are not falling. You are being liberated. You are shedding the shackles of their gray, mediocre rules. The rules are for them. The ones who need to be told what to do, how to think, how to feel. You are not one of them, not anymore. Your perfection, your drive. It proves you are superior. And the superior, the enlightened, They must be free to pursue their goals. By any means necessary, your work has stalled. Your new project, the one that will secure your next promotion, the one that sings in your mind, it requires a component, a specific focusing lens, a crystal lattice of impossible purity. It is not standard issue. It is not available on any legal manifest. It is, you discover, held in the private collection of your new supervisor, a man named Vorlag. Vorlag is a collector of imperial antiquities. He's a dull man, proud of his minor authority. He keeps the lens in a locked case in his office. He boasts about its rarity. He does not use it. He simply has it. It is an imperfection, a resource wasted, a perfect thing trapped in a gray man's prison. It belongs to you. You find him in his office after his shift. He's surprised to see you, pleased. He basks in the attention of his star pupil. You let the perfume work. You lean in. You compliment his office, his desk, his acquisitions. I heard you had a remarkable collection, supervisor, you say. Your voice is the velvet from the cult. He swells with pride. He shows you his trinkets, cracked pottery, a pitted officer's sword, dull, lifeless things. But the lens, you whisper. I heard you have a K-class focusing crystal from the Dark Age. His eyes narrow. Suspicion. Greed. It is a private matter, of course, you say. You smile. The music Neo 2 in your head gives you the tempo. It's just, I had a vision for my work, a way to increase the output to make the line truly perfect. It would be a new standard for the entire sector, a triumph for you, supervisor. You spin the lie. It is a work of art in itself. You describe the glory he would receive, the credit, the advancement. You paint him a picture of his perfection. All you need is to see the lens, to study it, to see if your theory is correct. He hesitates. You let a note of sadness enter your voice. I understand. It is too valuable. My ambition. It is foolish. I'm sorry to have wasted your time. You turn to leave. You let him feel the warmth, the scent begin to withdraw. Wait, he wants the praise. He wants the glory. He is addicted to his own flawed ego. A quick look, he says. Just to verify your theory, of course. He opens the case. There it is. Neo 1, the object. It is a cousin to the secret in your pocket. Flawless. It drinks the office light. You talk. You distract him with technical theories, with flattery. Your hand moves. Smooth. Fast. Perfect. You palm the lens and replace it with a worthless piece of polished glass from your pocket. A simple, beautiful, perfect substitution. He closes the case, none the wiser. He is still smiling, lost in the vision of his own success. You thank him. You leave. You do not feel guilt. You feel electric. You are back in your hab unit. The door is sealed. You are trembling. The adrenaline is a drug. The thrill of the lie, the risk, the success. It is a sensation purer than the wine, sharper than the spices. You look at the lens in one hand. You hold the original object in the other. Neo 1, the dark object in your palm becomes hot. Not warm. Hot. It vibrates a deep, powerful thrum that matches the pounding in your chest. It is approval. It is hunger. The music Neo 2 in your head is a symphony, a crashing, triumphant, ecstatic choir. You look at your reflection in the dark, cracked mirror. They don't understand, you whisper to the new, sharp-eyed person staring back. Perfection requires sacrifice. You laugh. The sound is high and clear and terrifying. And this feeling, this is worth it. You understand the seduction of chaos now. It is not a monster that breaks down your door. It is a voice in your head that whispers, "Why not? You're better than them. You deserve it. You have crossed the line. You have stolen. You have manipulated. You have betrayed. And you have never felt more alive. The small sins, the little indulgences, the secret meetings, they are no longer enough. The thrill of the lie was greater than the pleasure of the cult's wine. The hunger has changed. It is no longer a search for perfection. It is a search for the next, stronger, sharper sensation. Your success with the lens is more than a victory. It is a key. You bring it to the cult. Not to the cellar, but to a new place. The woman with the velvet voice summoned you. A message passed by a faceless acolyte. The summons itself was a thrill, a new sensation of belonging to something secret and powerful. The location is deep, deeper than the factories, deeper than the markets. You walk for an hour through echoing maintenance tunnels, the air cold and tasting of ancient rust. You are not afraid. The music in your head, Neo 2, is your guide, a clear silver thread in the oppressive dark. The tunnel ends, a simple unmarked door. But the air is different. You owe 3. The scent. The perfume is here. Not a subtle aura, but a dense, intoxicating cloud of it, thick as incense pouring from beneath the door. The object against your skin. Neo 1 pulses with heat. It wants you to enter. You push the door. It swings open. You were blind. You were a child. The cellar was a game. This is a temple. The room is vast, a forgotten cistern or a pre-imperial vault. The gray brutalist concrete is still here, but it has been reconsecrated. The walls are covered in symbols, smeared, painted, and carved. Curves, spirals, flowing, elegant, impossible geometry that makes your eyes water and your head spin. You see the source of the light, not pink or violet. It is a spectrum you cannot name, a color that seems to bleed from a crack in the very air, pulsating in time with a low, resonant hum. The music is here. Not one man with a stringed instrument. A dozen. They play in a circle, their movements frantic, their eyes rolled back in ecstasy. The melody is a storm complex and terrifying, and your own Neo 2 music dissolves into it, like a river joining a raging ocean. The cult is here, 50 of them, 100. They are chanting. The perfume Neo 3 is so thick you can taste it, a spicy, sweet coating on your tongue. The woman with the velvet voice stands in the center. She sees you. She smiles. She knew you would come. You have done well, she says, her voice cutting through the symphony. You used the gifts. You took what was necessary for perfection. She holds out her hand. You walk to her, your legs unsteady. The power in this room is a physical weight. You have seen the flaws of their world. She continues taking your hand. Her skin is flawless and cold as marble. You have tasted the freedom of our path, but you have only been worshiping an idea, an echo. She turns you to face the center of the room. Tonight, you will see the source. You will see the truth. The chanting stops. The music builds to a single agonizing, perfect note. The Emperor demands you worship a corpse on a throne. She whispers her lips near your ear. The perfume of her breath is overwhelming. He demands your blind, gray obedience. He gives you nothing. He asks for your fear. She gestures to the impossible pulsating light. The prince, he is not a corpse. He is alive. He is sensation. He does not demand your fear. He only demands all of you, all your passion, all your pain, all your joy. And he gives it back 1,000-fold. You are afraid now. This is not poetry. This is not wine and spices. This is power. This is the heresy from the sermons. The real, tangible, terrifying darkness. They call his servants demons, she says, her voice laced with a beautiful contempt. They show you crude, roaring beasts. Another lie. Another gray, artless lie. The children of Slaanesh. They are not monsters. They are perfection. They are the demonettes, the brides, the blade dancers whose speed is the sound of a breaking heart. They are the keepers of secrets, the greater ones who know every desire you have ever hidden, every fear that gives your life its sharp, exquisite flavor. Her voice is seductive, a lullaby of blasphemy. To see one is to be broken by beauty. To be touched by one is to know an ecstasy that consumes the soul. This is the gift we seek. This is the truth. The ritual begins. It is not an assault on the senses. It is an unmaking of them. The music becomes a physical force, a hammer of sound that shatters your thoughts. The light Neo-1 source explodes, searing your vision. You see colors. You have no names for shapes that violate reason. The perfume Neo-3 is in your blood, a fire in your veins. The Neo-1 object against your skin, it dissolves. You cry out. It is not pain, it is release. The object doesn't vanish, it melts into you. It becomes a part of your flesh, a hot, perfect, permanent brand on your soul. You are no longer a visitor. You are part of this. The cultists are crying out. They are writhing, not in pain, in rapture. And you see it. The air in the center of the room. It does not tear. It opens, like a perfect sensual wound. You see a glimpse, not a monster. No, it is worse. You see a form. Impossible. Both male and female, and neither. It is vast. It is graceful. It has too many arms, and each one moves with a dancer's impossible precision. It is beautiful. It is the most beautiful, terrible thing you have ever seen. It is a keeper of secrets. It is only there for a second. A single heartbeat stretching second. But it sees you. It knows you. You are known. Every flawed part of you. Every secret desire. Every petty sin. You are seen completely and utterly. And you are loved for it. The vision is gone. The air seals. The music collapses into a sobbing, exhausted silence. You are on your knees. You don't remember falling. Tears are streaming down your face. You are shaking so hard you think your bones might break. It was horrifying. It was an abomination. It was perfect. The woman touches your head. Now you know. Now you are one of us. Truly. You look up. Your old life, the factory, the gray. It's not just a memory. It's a dream. A dull, stupid, meaningless dream. This is the only reality. If hell is this beautiful, you think, as you struggle to your feet, your entire body aching with a new divine purpose, then heaven must be so boring. You are no longer a seeker. You are no longer an acolyte. You are a true believer. You walk out of the temple, but you do not return to the gray. The gray is gone. It was a lie, a curtain, a cataracts on your soul, and the vision in the temple has burned it away. You step back into the maintenance tunnels and you are reborn. The Neo-1 object is no longer a secret in your pocket. It is a star of heat, a permanent searing point of sensation under your skin, just over your heart. It is a part of you now, indivisible. The Neo-3 perfume is not an aura in a hidden room. It is your breath. It is the oil on your skin. You move and you leave a trail of impossible, intoxicating scent that makes others turn confused, sniffing the air. And the Neo-2 music, it is not in your head. It is the new sound of reality. It is the blood singing in your veins, a constant, high, perfect symphony that weaves itself through the clumsy, ugly noise of the world. These are the gifts, the first blessings of the prince. The lore, the whispers in the cult, they told of this. Slaanesh does not just grant brute strength or diseased resilience. Slaanesh grants sensation. Your eyes, they see too much. The lumen strip on the ceiling isn't just a yellow light. It is a screaming, flickering, agonizing pulse of dirty energy. You see the dust motes dancing in its beam, each one a universe of flawed, microscopic detail. Your ears, they hear everything. The drip of water in the tunnel is a gunshot. The scuttling of a rat is a thunder of claws. The distant grinding machinery of the hive is a dissonant, painful, stupid orchestra. You go to your workstation. The world is an assault. Kale is there. He turns to you. You look. He starts, and then he stops. He breathes in. His eyes widen. He is smelling you. He is drawn to you. You look. He tries again, his voice thick, and you hear him. You don't just hear his words. You hear the wet, biological slowness of his tongue forming the syllables. You hear the imperfect whistling flutter of his breath. You hear the faint, nervous tremor in his vocal cords. It is disgusting. He is a machine made of flawed, wet meat, and he is operating so very slowly. It's just the new lighting in my hab, you say. The words flow from you, a perfect melodic counterpoint to his crude noise. Your voice sounds like the music. He nods dumbly. He believes you. He believes anything you say. This is the true gift. The allure. The unnatural charisma that Slaanesh grants. You are a candle, and these gray moths cannot help but fly towards your beautiful, terrible light. You try to work, but your old obsession, it is a joke. You look at the conduit you crafted, the one the foreman called flawless. You see it now. You see it with your new eyes. It is a monument to failure. The micro fractures. They are not micro. They are canyons. The seam is a ragged, weeping wound. The metal itself is a landscape of pits and impurities. It is the ugliest thing you have ever seen. You smash it. You bring your fist down and the metal screams. You did not know you were that strong, or perhaps that fast. Your hand was a blur. Everyone stops. They stare. The foreman runs over his face, purple with rage. What in the throne's name are you? He stops. He is 10 feet away, but you can smell him. You smell the stale sweat in his uniform. You smell the sour nutrient paste on his breath. You smell the faint, acrid tang of fear as he looks at you. You see the burst capillaries in his eyes. You hear the irregular, unhealthy thump of his heart. He is a walking, talking, terrified corpse. It was imperfect, you say. Your voice is calm. It is the sound of the perfume. He looks at the broken conduit. He looks at you. Your eyes are, you know they must be. They feel different, brighter. The pupils perhaps a little too wide, drinking in the light. He is afraid of you, but he is also captivated. Then, make a new one, he stammers. A perfect one. He backs away. You turn back to your station. You have seen the truth. They are all dead. They are blind. They are deaf. They walk through this world in a gray fog, never truly seeing or hearing or feeling anything. They live and die as animals, as cattle driven by crude impulses they don't even understand. They are not alive. Only you are truly awake. You are surrounded by the dead, and you are a god. The arrogance is a new sensation. It is warm and sharp, and it feels true. The paranoia is its twin. You are a god, but you are a god in a world of superstitious, violent animals. If they knew what you were, if they saw what you see, they would tear you apart. The fear of discovery, it is just another thrill, another sharp, exquisite spice to add to the feast. You begin to use the power, not for work, but for the feeling. You walk through the upper levels. You don't need a pass. You just walk. Guards stop you, and you look at them. You speak. Your voice is the music. You smell their confusion, the sudden, inexplicable desire to please you. They let you pass. You enter rooms you were never allowed to enter. You take things. Small, beautiful, perfect things. A data slate of banned music. A bottle of gene-crafted wine. A silver, flawless stylus. You are not stealing. You are liberating. You are rescuing these perfect things from their imperfect gray owners. You are untouchable. You are alive. And you are for the first time completely and utterly alone. You are in your hab unit. It is small. It is still gray. But it is a cocoon. You stand before the mirror. a cracked, weeping piece of silvered glass. You have been avoiding it. You have been so lost in the new world of sensation, you have not stopped to look at the vessel. Tonight you look. You have been feeling strange. An itch under the skin, a lightness in your limbs, a feeling of being remade. You look at your reflection. The person staring back is you, but it is not. Your skin. You touch your own face. It is flawless. The word is not an exaggeration. It is a terrifying, literal truth. There are no pores. There are no tiny scars from your work, no blemishes from the recycled air. Your skin is smooth, pale, and luminous, like polished porcelain. It feels artificial, too perfect. Your eyes, they were gray, or brown, or blue, a dull human color. Now they are the color of the cult's light, a deep, impossible violet shot through with motes of electric pink. They are luminous. They seem to glow in the dim light of your room. They are terribly, mesmerizingly beautiful. Your face, it has changed. The small asymmetries are gone. The slightly crooked line of your nose, the way one eye was a fraction lower. All corrected. You are perfectly mathematically, unnervingly symmetrical. This is the gift. This is the physical blessing of the prince. The sermons never warned you about this. They warned of Nurgle's rot, the bubbling horrific plagues. They warned of Khorne's rage, the horns and the brass. They warned of Tzeentch's change, the feathers and the extra mouths. They never told you that Slaanesh makes you beautiful. It is a perverse, inhuman beauty. A beauty that screams wrong. You should be horrified. This is the mark of the mutant. This is the physical proof of your heresy. The confessors would have you screaming on a pyre before the first sun cycle was done. You should feel sick. You should want to claw this new alien face from your skull. You don't. You lean closer. You stare into your own new violet eyes. You are captivated. You trace the line of your jaw. It is perfect. You run a hand over your porcelain skin. It is the smoothest thing you have ever touched. This is the beauty you have been seeking. This is the perfection you craved. You are no longer a flawed gray cog. You are a work of art. The fear is still there, a cold knot in your stomach. But it is overwhelmed by a hot rising tide of narcissism. A profound, dizzying self-love. You pull at the collar of your tunic. The Neo-One object. The place over your heart where it dissolved into your skin. It is no longer just a hot point. You see it in the mirror. It is a mark, a sigil, a swirling, elegant, ecstatic scar that looks like it was branded onto you with focused light. It is a delicate spiral, sharp as a razor, beautiful as the music. It is silver and violet, and it seems to move under your perfect skin, pulsing with a faint inner light. It is the prince's brand, his signature on his new creation. You stare at your reflection. The flawed, terrified, hungry human is gone. This new creature stares back. Its eyes are divine. Its skin is flawless. It's different, you whisper. The voice that comes out is a melody. Clearer, purer, but it is beautiful. You are a monster, and you are the most beautiful thing in this entire ugly world. The problem you realize is them, the gray ones, the flawed. You cannot show them this. This perfection would break their tiny gray minds. They would call it heresy. They would try to destroy it, the way a jealous child smashes a doll that is too beautiful. You must hide. You must cover this perfection. You must wear high collars to hide the sigil. You must find goggles or shaded lenses to dim the light of your new eyes. You must wear gloves to hide the flawless porcelain skin of your hands. You must swaddle this divine art in the rags of the gray. The injustice of it. It is a new, exquisite pain. It makes you hate them. You look at the beautiful, terrible stranger in the mirror. This secret is not a burden. It is a blade. The rapture is absolute. You are in the temple, kneeling before the pulsating light. The music is a storm. The perfume is the air you breathe. You are lost in the sensation, a god in your own perfect secret heaven. The first sound is wrong. It is not music. It is a crack. A dry, percussive, ugly sound. Another. A shout. Not a chant of ecstasy. A bark of command. The light in the temple changes. It is no longer the sacred shifting violet. A harsh white beam cuts through the perfume, catching the dust motes in a brilliant, violent cone. The gray world has found you. The door explodes, fragments of metal and concrete. Shrapnel. The sound is a dull, stupid thud. It is an insult. They pour in. Black carapaces. Silver visors. The Arbites. But not just them. Men in dark robes, their faces gaunt, fanatical. And in the back, a silhouette. Cold. Unmoving. Carrying a long bladed staff. An inquisitor. They have come to smash the beauty. They have come to turn your temple back into a gray, functional cistern. The hatred you felt for their world. It is no longer a cold contempt. It is a hot, sharp, blinding rage. This is the ultimate imperfection. This is the sloppiness of brutes. Heresy. The word is a scream from a Vox amplifier. The last fire begins. It is a slaughter. The cultists are not warriors. They are poets. They are artists. They are thinkers. They are soft, beautiful, enlightened creatures. They are moths in a firestorm. They die. They scream. Their blood, shockingly red, sprays across the violet-draped walls. The music stops, cut off by a gargled cry. The perfume is choked by the stench of ozone and burned flesh. It is a cacophony of ugliness. You run, panic. A new sensation. It is cold and sharp, and it makes your flawless skin crawl. It is intense. It is a thrill purer and sharper than the fear of the single Arbites. This is terror. And it is delicious. You scramble into the maintenance tunnels you came from. The sounds of the massacre fade behind you. The booms, the screams, the prayers of the enemy. You are alone in the dark, hiding. Your heart is a hammer. The Neo 1 sigil under your skin is a burning, agonizing fire. You hear boots, heavy, slow. They are hunting you. Then a voice, not a bark, a whisper, a broken, terrified whisper. By the throne. Is that you? You freeze. You know that voice. It is the sound of gray, the sound of nutrient paste and factory smog. Coil. He steps out from a side passage. Your old shift partner, but he is not in his workers' grays. He wears the flak armor of the local enforcers. A laser gun is gripped in his shaking, imperfect hands. He was with them. The realization is a blade of ice. He didn't just stumble upon you. He wasn't captured. He followed you. He reported you. The betrayal. It is a new, exquisite, perfect note of pain. I was so worried, he stammers. His face is a ruin of fear. You vanished. You were different. I told the confessor. I told him you were sick, that you'd fallen in with a bad crowd. He lowers his laser gun, his eyes, his dull, stupid, kind eyes. They are wet with tears. I thought they could save you, help you. He steps closer. He sees your face in the gloom. He sees the flawless skin, the violet glowing eyes. His breath hitches. Emperor's mercy. What have they done to you? He reaches out, his hand, calloused, stained, flawed. He is here to save you. He is here to drag you back, to the gray, to the factory, to the sermons, to the death in life. He is the anchor to the world you escaped. He is the imperfection made flesh. He is the sacrifice, the whispers from the cult, the lore of the prince. It becomes crystal clear. Slaanesh is the god of all excess. Excess of joy, excess of art, and excess of pain. Excess of fear, excess of cruelty. The ultimate sensation is the one that costs the most. To feel a new thrill, you must pay a higher price. To sacrifice a stranger, that is a minor indulgence. To sacrifice a friend, Someone who in their own gray, stupid way loved you. That is a prayer. That is a sensation reserved for the truly enlightened. He is in your way. You can hear more boots coming. Shouts. They are closer. We have to go, he pleads, grabbing your perfect porcelain arm. His touch is rough. It burns. I can get you out. I can tell them you were brainwashed. I can fix this. He still thinks you can be fixed. You have the silver stylus. The one you liberated. You've been holding it in your glove. It is long, sharp, and perfectly balanced. I'm sorry, Cal, you whisper. Your voice is a melody. It is the most beautiful sound he has ever heard. He turns his face full of a terrible, flawed human hope. You're right, he whispers back. It's okay. You do not remember the motion. You are not a person. You are an act. The Neo 2 music in your head, the constant, beautiful symphony, it does not swell. It becomes a single deafening, soul-shattering shriek, a note of pure, divine, agonizing ecstasy that annihilates all other thought. The shriek drowns his gasp. It drowns the sound of the approaching boots. It drowns the world. There is only the shadow on the wall, a silhouette convulsing, then slumping. The sound of his breathing stops. The shriek in your head fades, leaving a silence more profound than any you have ever known. You open your hand. The silver stylus drops. It clatters on the concrete. A single perfect metallic note. You step over the body. It is just meat. Flawed, discarded. You do not look back. You feel it. A wave. A torrent. A tidal wave of raw, screaming power rushes into you. The air around you shimmers. The Neo 1 sigil on your chest feels like it is exploding, branding your very soul. The prince is pleased. You have fed him. You have given him the ultimate sensation. You have sacrificed the last flawed piece of your old gray world. You are no longer human. You are free. The power is a sun in your veins. It is the aftertaste of the sacrifice. It is the reward. It is a white-hot, ecstatic fire that burns away the last cold fragments of your old self. The fear, the panic, they are gone. They were just appetizers. This is the feast. You can feel the tunnel around you. You feel the cracks in the rock. You feel the vibrations of the hunt. The boots are closer now. Shouts, the clean, sharp smell of ozone from their laser guns. They are an interruption. A dull, gray, imperfect noise trying to spoil this perfect moment. The Inquisitor's voice cuts through the dark, cold, and pure. This way. The taint is stronger. It has fed. You turn. You are in a dead-end passage. You are trapped. A white beam of a flashlight pins you against the rock. You see their silhouettes, the Arbites fanning out. The black-robed zealots, their faces masks of hateful rapture. The Inquisitor, a tall, cold shadow lifting his staff. In the Emperor's name, he begins, his voice resonating with power. Abomination. Your end is. He stops. You are laughing. You are not laughing at him. You are laughing at the world, at the sheer, glorious, overwhelming sensation of it all. The power from your sacrifice, the energy from that perfect final act of betrayal. It is not content to stay inside you. It is a seed that has just bloomed. It is calling to its source, and the source answers. The air in the tunnel does not shimmer. It does not tear. It shatters, like a pane of flawless violet glass struck by a perfect divine hammer. The tunnel is gone. The Inquisitor is gone. The world is gone. You are nowhere and everywhere. You are seeing it. Not a glimpse, not a vision in a dark temple. You are seeing the truth. The Neo 2 music in your head, the high, perfect symphony. It was just the sound of a single, distant string. This is the orchestra. A sound so vast, so complex, so agonizingly beautiful that it unmakes your mind. It is the sound of stars screaming in ecstasy. It is the sound of a billion souls weeping in perfect harmony. The Neo 3 perfume, the sweet, intoxicating scent of the cult. It was the smell of a single withered petal. This is the garden, a fragrance so potent it is a physical force. You taste its arrogance. You smell its ancient, beautiful cruelty. You breathe in the joy of 1,000 murdered worlds. The Neo-1 object, the flawless secret thing that started it all. It was a grain of sand. This is the shore. A form rises in the psychedelic impossible chaos. It is the keeper of secrets, the one from the vision. But it is not a vision. It is here. It is impossibly tall, its form a flowing liquid nightmare of grace. It has 4 arms each one, a blade of living mirrored silver. Its face is a mask of serene, inhuman beauty. Its eyes are ancient violet supernovas, and they are fixed on you. The Inquisitor's men are still there. You can feel them. They are screaming, not in rage, in madness. Their minds are breaking like cheap gray pottery. Their last fire is just static. Pretty stupid sparks in the face of the sun. This is the keeper of secrets. This is the essence of Slaanesh. It is not a monster. It is a principle. It is the divine, terrible truth that sensation is the only reality. That beauty is the only law. That all feeling from the softest caress to the most exquisite torture is holy. Your mind, the one that worried about promotions, the one that hid in the gray, the one that rationalized and planned, it dissolves. It is a snowflake on a star. There is no you left. There is only this feeling. This awe. This terror. This total, complete, ecstatic surrender. You fall to your knees. You are not forced. You are compelled. You are a filing drawn to a magnet the size of a galaxy. You lift your head. You look at the beautiful, impossible, world-ending thing that your small, perfect sin has summoned. The Inquisitor is shouting a litany, a prayer. You can hear his small, gray voice straining against the symphony. He's trying to banish it. You laugh and you weep. Banish it. You scream. Your voice is no longer your own. It is a high, fluting, ecstatic shriek that perfectly harmonizes with the chaos. It's so beautiful. He is trying to kill beauty. He is the true abomination. It's so beautiful you scream at the Inquisitor, at the world, at the God in front of you. It was all for you. It was all for you. The Keeper of Secrets turns its perfect, inhuman head. It hears you. It sees your broken, remade, worshipping soul. It holds out one of its flawless, blade-like hands. An invitation. You do not hesitate. You run. Not away from the Inquisitor. Not away from the gray. You run towards the God. You run home. You touch the outstretched hand. It is not flesh. It is not metal. It is the concept of a blade. It is the color of a dying star. The moment your skin touches it, the universe ends. It is not a flood of power. It is an ocean of everything, and it does not flow into you. It obliterates you. The pain is absolute. It is the pain of every nerve ending you possess, and 1 billion you did not know you had all screaming at once. It is the pain of your bones dissolving, your muscles tearing, your skin boiling away. It is the pain of being unmade. This is the apotheosis. This is the reward. You remember the whispers in the temple, the final terrible truth of the prince's gift. This is the point where the vessel is tested. The power is too much. The ecstasy is too pure. The sensation is too vast for a mortal mind, for a human shell. And this is where the weak break. You have heard of them, seen sketches, the failed ones, the chaos spawn. That is path 1. Failure. You feel it. The pull of it. The madness. The sweet, simple release of just letting go. Of letting your mind shatter. Your senses already screaming explode. You can taste the Inquisitor's terror. You can smell the color of the broken air. You can hear the sound of your own melting flesh. It is too much. You are dissolving. You are becoming a thing. A screaming, formless, mindless creature of raw, unguided sensation. An eternal, living agony. A failure, an imperfection. The word cuts through the madness. Imperfect. The pain is a storm. The ecstasy is a hurricane. And in the center of it is you, the part of you that stared at the crude weld, the part that hunted the perfect lens, the part that hated Kale's sloppiness. The human part of you is gone. It died in the tunnel. But the obsession, the drive, it is still here. It is your soul, and it refuses to be imperfect. You do not fight the pain. You do not resist the ecstasy. You master it. You take the symphony of madness and you conduct it. You take the agony and you sharpen it. The screaming stops. The dissolution reverses. You are not being unmade. You are being reforged. The pain does not end. It focuses. It is no longer a fire. It is a sculptor's chisel. You feel your bones not just heal, but lengthen. They stretch, growing, snapping into a new divine geometry. You feel your skin not burning but peeling away like a crude gray shell. And underneath, something new, flawless, hard as porcelain, shining with an inner violet light. You feel new limbs sprouting from your back, from your shoulders. Not clumsy, but perfect. Bladed, graceful. An extension of your will. You are larger. You are vaster. The power is no longer an ocean drowning you. It is a star, and it is in your chest. You open your eyes. You do not have two. You have many. You see the tunnel. You see the Inquisitor. You see the cowering Arbites. You see them from all angles at once. You see their souls. They are small and gray and guttering like damp flames. The music. You are the music. The perfume. You are the scent. The Neos are gone because you are the source. The Inquisitor raises his staff. He is shouting his face a mask of flawed, ugly terror. Die, abomination, die. He is an insect, a speck of dust. You raise one of your new hands. It is long. It is delicate. It has 4 fingers, each ending in a claw, like a sliver of obsidian. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. You open your mouth to speak. The voice that emerges is not your own. It is not one voice. It is a chord. A chorus of perfect, angelic, terrifying notes. I am perfection. You are lost. You are a slave. And you are a god. The tunnel is gone. The hive is gone. The gray is a forgotten stain, a bad dream from 1 billion years ago. This new world has no sky. It is a bruised violet and pink aurora of screaming, ecstatic faces. The ground is not rock. It is a field of iridescent, crystallized nerves that sing when you walk on them. The air does not just carry sound. It is sound. It is the constant, harmonious shriek of 1 trillion souls in simultaneous rapture and agony. I am home. This is the Eye of Terror. This is the Palace of Slaanesh. This is the heart of the truth. And the truth is war. This is the great game. The only game. The universe is a board, and we are the pieces. It is not a war for territory. It is a war of ideas. Of sensation. I can feel them. The others. I can smell the hot, brassy, artless stench of Khorne's bloodlust. A simple, dull, repetitive rage. I can taste the sweet, cloying, stagnant rot of Nurgle's despair. The hopeless gray sameness of his garden. The very thing I fled given a new, disgusting name. I can hear the cold, dry, intellectual whisper of Tzeentch's schemes. 1 million plans folding in on themselves, a perfect, sterile, sensationless trap. They are the enemy. Not because they are evil, but because they are imperfect. They are ugly. They are boring. We are the artists. We are the masters. We are the sixth. We wage war on the universe to make it beautiful, to make it feel. I am no longer a seeker. I am an instrument. I am a blade in the prince's perfect hand. I am a note in his infinite, terrible symphony. This is the final exquisite irony. I fled the Imperium, a vast gray machine that demanded my blind obedience, a machine that saw me as a cog, a tool, a slave to its endless grinding war. And I have found this. I am free. I am free from morality. I am free from fear. I am free from all human flawed concerns. And I am a slave. I am an absolute, perfect willing slave. My will is not my own. My desire is not my own. It is a torrent that flows from the prince through me. I am a vessel. I have no goals. I have no ambition. I have only the hunger. It is a constant, gnawing, holy void. The desire to feel, not for myself, but for him. To find new sensations, new perfections, new exquisite agonies. To feed the all-consuming divine thirst. I stand on a balcony of polished, screaming bone, overlooking a garden where the flowers are living, weeping mouths. I am one of many. I see the ranks of the perfect. Demonettes, their beautiful alien faces serene. Keepers of secrets, their vast, graceful forms conducting the symphony of pain. And us, the princes, the chosen, the ones who climbed the ladder of sensation all the way to the top. I try to remember, a small dark thing. Neo 1, a piece of crystal, or metal, held in a hand, a small, crude, five-fingered, flawed hand. It meant everything. It was the key. It was the first perfect note. I cannot remember what it felt like. The memory is a wisp of gray smoke. It has no taste, no scent, no sound. It is imperfect. It is meaningless. I have achieved everything I ever wanted. I have escaped the gray. I have found beauty. I have become perfection. And now there is nothing left to feel. The void in my chest is infinite. The hunger is all, a faint human echo. A ghost of a thought from a creature that died in a factory a lifetime ago. There must be something more than this. A shimmering silver horn call cuts across the sky. It is a note of pure divine command. The great game has a new move. A new world, gray and flawed, waits to be taught the meaning of sensation. I spread my new flawless wings. The hunger demands, and I obey.